Hey everybody, it's Jordan here again with Major Hi-Fi, and we're back with another special review. This week we've got a really cool amp right here from Fezz Audio. It's a tube amp, and we'll get into everything about how it sounds, how it's built, all that in a second. But first, if you like what you see on this channel, definitely give us a like and subscribe down below. It helps us out, and you'll get more videos just like this one. Now, one of the most elusive elements of audiophilia is that great tube sound. But good tube amps oftentimes come with a hefty price tag, as is the case with the Fezz Audio Omega Lupi, which we'll be reviewing today. Now, Fezz has two versions of this amp out. There's the Evolution version, which we're covering today, as well as the Legacy version. When I refer to the Omega Lupi in this video, I'm definitely always referring to the Evolution version that we have right here. That said, according to Fezz, the only difference between the Legacy and Evolution version that we have right here is build. It's just the components it takes to create a somewhat higher build quality on the Evolution version. But they do assure all of their customers that the sound of the two amps are the same. So if you're watching this review, keep that in mind. The sound might be the same, but there are some differences. And in this video, we are talking explicitly about the Evolution version. And now that we've got that out of the way, let's dive in and see what this amp has to offer. Now in the box, you get the amp itself, 4 PCL 86 tubes, the power cord, a user's manual, as well as cotton gloves and a protective cage to keep the tube safe. So they want you to take care of this amp. It's built well, it's built with love. Take care of it. Give it the white glove treatment. Now, the Omega Lupi amp is a formidable beast. Coming in at, I'm going to read the specs, 340 by 355 by 150 millimeters and weighing nearly 10 kilograms. This thing is huge and it is heavy. It comes in various colors, including Big Calm, which is kind of a burgundy color, Black Ice, which is black, that's what we have right here, Burning Red, which is more of a bright red, Evergreen, which is green, Moonlight, which is gray, Republica, which is white, and Sunlight, which is almost a beige type of color. But again, we reviewed the black version. The front panel includes the volume dial, a 1/4-inch headphone jack, and a knob for controlling your impedance mode. So you've got a low, medium, and high gain mode that you can select from. And to be sure, you can play planar magnetic headphones off of this. Fezz recommends you use the high impedance mode for planar magnetic headphones. And then the back includes 2 RCA ports. One's an input and one's an output. You've also got a port for the power cord as well as your power switch. And finally, you've got a ground switch. And then, of course, on the top, you've got your 4 tubes, your 2 output power transformers, and ventilation for the amp. The amp doesn't get too hot, but the tubes do run quite hot. So despite its robust build, and it is robust, it is a fairly simple device in terms of I/O and features, but I would say that's not a knock on the device so much as it's keeping those unnecessary features out and giving you exactly what you need to get the highest possible quality tube sound that you can get. Now, like I said, this amp uses PCL 86 tubes, which combine a triode and pentode in a single capsule. This dual filament design allows the amp to create a more dynamic and clean sound. The push-pull AB1 configuration reduces distortion and makes for a more linear sound, resulting in more accurate and high-fidelity sound reproduction. With a frequency range of 20 Hz to 120 kHz, you're getting basically the entire frequency range that you can hear. And with a total harmonic distortion of 0.3%, you're getting a totally clean and virtually undistorted sound all the way through. So getting into the sound impressions, we'll start with the bass response as usual. The bass response is definitely a standout feature on this amp. I found it to be really clean, really detailed with great separation, but with that warm bloom that tubes can be known for. But it's not overindulgent with that bloom. It's just nice and present and warm. I listened to Jesus Etc. by Wilco and Lovely Day by Bill Withers, and both have kind of complex bass parts with the bass guitar and bass drums and low-end instruments being heavily layered and stacked on top of each other. And I was able to follow each instrument independently. There was space for everything. It was just everything was placed very nice and balanced in the mix. And dynamics were really good. Bass thumps were really good no matter what the genre, whether it was R&B and hip-hop or rock or pop or anything I threw at it. I got a great visceral sense of dynamics. But my favorite part of the bass response, again, is that it just handles detail and layers and any sort of complexity with ease. It just comes out clear and clean. Now, the mid-range is detailed and also very sweet. It's got that tube quality that you're looking for sure. Vocals from artists like Casey Musgraves or Tom York or Nick Drake, to name a eclectic bunch, are ethereal but detailed and warm and lush. I could just keep naming words. It's all those things. It's smooth. But again, you're getting great detail, just like the bass response. You're getting tons of layer separation and tons of space for all these little details to come out. And what's really nice about the mid-range and bass and even the top-end detail presentation is it's not an intense presentation of detail. You're not getting hit in the head with detail. You're just getting this nice flow of information and separation that really brings the sound together. But then listening to Neil Young's See the Sky About to Rain, I just got a sense of vocal dynamics. Again, the dynamics. The voice has so much detail that he's singing with, and it's something I haven't noticed before in this song. So when I'm hearing something new for the first time in an amp, that's something special to me. Now, getting into the top end, this is where things get a little bit too smooth for me. Don't get me wrong, it's still clean and present and detailed and everything you need from it, but there's just something in the dynamics, in the presentation that just feels a little bit too mellow to me. But that's sometimes a good thing. With certain headphones, I wanted that mellow sound. So this is where I'm going to get into a quick bit on synergy. When I listened with headphones like the Abyss Diana MR, the Sennheiser HD800S, or the Focal Clear MG, which are either cooler or more detail-oriented headphones, I got a much more enjoyable top end. And that's because the top ends complement each other. But when I got to headphones like the Meze Empyrean 2, for example, or the Odyssey LCD5, headphones that I find to be a bit warmer and darker, they didn't complement each other so well. So when you're looking at this tube amp, and any tube amp really in general, you'll definitely want to make sure that your headphones of choice play well with it. That said, there's still plenty of detail and dynamics in the top end here. It's not missing out on anything. I don't want to overstate the smoothness. I mean, that is what you're getting tubes for. So just keep all that in mind. Synergy and pairing all matter with a tube amp. Now, the soundstage on this thing is, again, downright special. It's not linear. It's just fully engulfing. There's sound everywhere around you. It's a full 360-degree sound presentation. It's completely holographic, and especially if you're using wide-sounding headphones, you can get some pretty intense soundstage. Sometimes headphones will image things all over the place to make it sound more natural, but this is actually natural. Things are exactly where they're supposed to be. But again, there's a relaxation to it. It's not like you're getting inundated with detail. It's just a nice, natural presentation of soundstage. So overall, the Fezz Audio Omega Lupi amp is just a treat to listen to. If you're in the market for a high-end tube headphone amp, this is a great place to look. It's giving you really impactful and detailed bass response, a nuanced and clean and lush mid-range, vocals to die for, yes, a smooth top end, so keep in mind that synergy we talked about, and a really nice soundstage. So this thing sounds great. The only knocks I can really give it are just maybe a balanced option for this would be good at this price range, but that's really nitpicking because the noise floor is absolutely silent, and it gets plenty loud and can drive everything. So there's not a huge need for a balanced output. So overall, just an impressive amp from Fezz Audio that I was excited to listen to, and I think you should be excited to listen to as well. So that just about does it here for this video. Again, I'm Jordan with Major Hi-Fi. If you liked what you saw, definitely like and subscribe down below for more videos just like this, and leave us a comment with what you think about the amp or any questions or comments you have about it. And see you next time.